Mr. Lord Mayor, ladies and gentlemen, after listening to this, I would like to escape with you to a completely different thing, and this is the equestrian sport. When we talked about the equestrian sport before, well, I have the feeling you don't know what it is. Well, we do it with horses, and a horse is a big animal with 4 feet, a head in front and a tail back, and we ride it sometimes at least. Well, let's be honest. The domestication of horses and their progressive adaptation to changing human lifestyles has a long history. For thousands and thousands of years, horses were kept and improved by selective breeding to maximize their usefulness for transportation of people and goods in peace and war times. Times have passed when sport was the nicest matter of secondary importance on earth. Nowadays, sport is an important part of the entertainment industry and a remarkable economic factor, at least in the highly developed countries. Worldwide, the turnover for sport exceeds 500 billion US, including 200 billion just for ticketing. We clearly have to differentiate between two kinds of sport. The sport practiced daily by millions of people, and we have then the sport covered by the media. The first kind contributes significantly to the quality of life in the society. It involves learning and practice in fair play, responsibility, cooperation, efficiency, and commitment as honorary office holder. However, the sport which we know in the media is completely different. This sport concentrates on heroes who attract large audience to commercially valuable TV minutes, and print media who covers victories and defeats, transfer money, personal interviews, and scandals at great length. Top sport is entertainment nowadays for the masses. The performance of the athletes are goods for the entertainment industry. This part of the sport is organized by commercial agencies, and regrettable it is so that an important part of the potential value is being lost due to corruption, manipulation, cheating, and violence. Sport is big business, and the economic importance is reflected in annual spending. In Germany, estimated 40 billion euro, or about 5,000 euro per capita. In equestrian sport, the borderline between leisure sport and the high-performance sport is less clearly defined than in other countries. In other sports, unique for the equestrian sport is the feature that it is performed together with a living partner who cannot speak and for whom the rider has to take full responsibility. Unique is also in our sport that men and women are competing on completely equal terms. Now let's come, and this is more interesting for you even, to the economic impact of the horse industry. We estimate the number of horses worldwide with 60 million, and about of them 9 million are in Europe. France, Germany, Great Britain and Italy each are having 1.2 million horses, and then we have countries like Holland, Sweden, Denmark. And in those countries, for sure, horses are used exclusively for sport purposes. In some southeast countries, and Turkey belongs to these, the horses are used still in agriculture and for other business. However, in those countries, we have the biggest potential for an increase of the equestrian sport. We have, nevertheless, when we talk about the income and the impact of the horse industry, to concentrate on the big countries. In those countries, the contribution to the net income of the state is great. In countries like Germany, it is estimated like 6 billion euro. And for all those countries, it's known that about 3 horses are creating 1 labor space. And that means in Germany, in France, in Great Britain and in Italy, each there are more than 300,000 families who are living from the horse. And an increasing business is, in our countries at least, becoming the touristic business. This includes trekking on horseback, a great chance for regions which are not as populated as the northwest of Europe. By far, the most important contribution is coming from the competition sport. We count 90,000 events in Europe, 90,000, an estimated 9 to 10 million starts per year. The leading countries are Germany, France, Italy, the Netherlands, and Great Britain. The same countries are responsible for the international sport. And when I can see the next slide, please. Oh, I only have to push the right button. Huh? Are you sure? Thank you. You only have to know how it works. It's the same in our sport. Well, this slide number 1 shows the enormous importance of Europe, with more than 60% of international events worldwide, followed by America, South and North with 20%, and Asia with 10%. And the distribution in Europe, it's itself. The other way around is shown here. And you see here, again, the enormous concentration on the northwest. And look at this, when you know the landscape, it is on the one hand France, then Germany, where it is concentrated, but as well in Great Britain. You see over there the big country of Turkey with a long history in the horse sport, only with 3 international shows. And this, there is really a possibility to increase this. Here you see the total number of registered horses, but we speak only here from international horses, and this is there where the big sport and the money is. You can see there again Germany with nearly 36,000, and this is showing the importance of the breeding industry. The same goes for France, and those are without any doubt the 2 leading countries in the horse breeding and in the horse sport. I would like to draw your attention to the 2 countries which are small by human population but big in the sport. This is Belgium and the Netherlands. And this slide shows more or less that 10 countries make more than 50% of the total international horse population. And secondly, it's shown that the gap which is between the 2 leading nations and the third one is rather big. So we see a too big concentration there, and we want an increase at other shows. So you see here the top 10 nations and the total number of registered horses. Again, you see Germany and France ahead before Great Britain and the USA. And you see, when you look at the USA, this huge country, that it is comparable to Europe, not so much what they have to offer here. And when we are coming to the athletes, this is about the same. There you see that some countries are changing their place. However, it is then Austria, above all Australia, coming in. There we have a big sport as well. And then you see the international events in 2014, and this is by disciplines. So jumping is by far the biggest one. Then we have the endurance, with all the big problems we have with the welfare of the horses. Endurance mostly in the North African states, and followed by eventing and dressage. And here you see if you try to keep in your imagination what it is that there are nearly 20,000 horses, or 42,000 horses and 20,000 riders, then you may realize how big this sport is. And again, here you see it is first jumping, then dressage, followed by endurance and eventing. And by the way, jumping, dressage and eventing are Olympic sports, which is very, very important, very important for business there. And coming back to business, we have here some more, no, the other way around, figures. Look at this, what happened in France last year. In France we had the World Equestrian Games in all 8 disciplines, which I showed you before. And you see that there are nearly 1,000 athletes with 1,200 horses. 74 nations competed, and we had spectators, even though this is not just in the middle of Europe, which would have been nearly 600,000, and 1,900 accredited media, and most of you here, or many of you here are working for media, you can imagine what it was there. And the figures for the European Championships we had last year in Aachen, Germany, are similar. The contribution to the German economy, as well as to the economy of the adjacent countries, was outstanding. More than 70 million euro just from taxes for the region, and growing. And it is not only the championships. Normal shows have a budget from 2 to 3 million, and then taxpayers above all for restaurants, etc. And a World Cup final, which we have in 8 disciplines, more than 8 finals, which we have there. They have a turnover of 5 to 6 million euros. So this is more than a good reason for cities, regions, and championships, for regions and countries to back such a sport like any other sport. And when I bring this together, I must say the equestrian sport is a worldwide fast-growing sport with enormous concentration on Europe. However, with the highest rates of increase in Asia and the Middle East. The contribution to the gross national product of a developed nation is considerably higher than in other sports. The main reason for this is the horse, which needs all kinds of tech, housing, training facilities, etc. Another reason is that horse owners do have considerably higher income than the average of the population. The contribution from events via direct and indirect taxes, restaurants, hotels, transportation, etc. is more than interesting. The event tourism is one of the fastest growing industry we have in Europe. And I give you 3 figures to the end. A tourist, those are figures estimated for the Rio Olympic Games. A tourist spends 80 euro per day in Rio. An event tourist 120, and an equestrian tourist even much higher. We estimate it with 250 to 300. So I hope I could give you some ideas about something which may be a little bit exotic to you, but I think we with our horses can contribute via event tourism and other things a lot to your problems. Thank you, and when you want, I'm here to answer questions.
To thank you for the presentation, Mr. HANFRIED, and for all the horse lovers. Actually, as I said before, I'm from Kyrgyzstan, and this September we are having World Nomad Games, where we'll have a lot of horse competition. So you're welcome, all welcome to come.
Just to say, those are competitions which are absolutely great, and they show the versatility of this, what you can do with horses. Okay, thank you.